Okay. Shalom everybody. Be'ezrat Hashem, we will start today first class. We have 2 classes every night of Tuesday. The first one is halachot. Hanukah is around the corner, and we need to study a few halachot to prepare ourselves for Hanukah. Hanukah is not about donuts only. It's a mitzvah to eat, and we'll see what's the connection also between donuts and Hanukah. Why are we eating donuts on Hanukah? Some, of course, are very strict, and they're stretching this mitzvah of eating donuts the entire year. This is not necessary. It's only on Hanukah. What's the idea behind it? We'll see. And the second class will come Be'ezrat Hashem right after. And we'll talk about Musar from the book of Orchot Tzadikim, the ways of the Tzadikim. We have a tremendous class today. Very interesting. So stay tuned. We're starting now. Question number 1. Why we even have to light candles for Hanukkah? What's the idea? What's the reason behind it? Why do you have to place it by the window? Okay? So the halacha teaches us that Hanukkah is a time that we were able to overcome our enemies. And what they wanted to do, they wanted to hit the mitzvot. They forbid the Jewish people to do any mitzvot, major mitzvot like Shabbat, Brit Milah, circumcision, the Rosh Chodesh, so you can count. Those days we didn't have calendars, so they have to bring people, that they saw the moon, and to testify and they declare that next time, like in 2 weeks or in so days, will be Rosh Chodesh. And people calculate holidays by their testimony, their testimony. People didn't know what is the day for the bar mitzvah, for example, if they didn't declare the days of the Rosh Chodesh. So the idea of the Greeks was to mess up the Jewish calendar, to get you out of control. They one of the decrees they made was, of course, no mezuzot, and even more than that, should have no doors. No doors. They had public toilets in the middle of the street. No doors. No tzniut. You wanted to do number 1 or number 2? Do it in the middle of the market. In front of whoever you want. It's natural. Just do it. Well, you're ashamed? You're going to be like us. That's what they wanted to do. Hashem helped the Maccabim, helped the Jewish people, and we were able to defeat the great nation, empire of those days, the Greeks. So, we want to show everybody, to advertise the mitzvah. Everybody will see. You tried to turn the light of Torah, the light of Judaism off. We are still here. We still exist. And where are you? The Greeks, the great empire. You're lost. You're out. So the idea of putting the candles outside under the window to advertise the mitzvah, to show that we are with Hashem all the way. We're not afraid, we're not ashamed. Imagine to yourself a house with no doors. People will be embarrassed. There should be no doors at the people's house. They should mark, they force the Jews to mark on their baby bottles pesukim, verses. We have no share. We have no connection to God. Those days, the baby's bottle used to be an ox or a cow horn. They use the horn. They made a small hole at the narrow edge, and they fill it up with milk, and they give it to the baby. But they force them to write over this piece of horn. So the baby, when he sucked the milk, he could see already the verses. I have no share in the world, in God, in the Jewish God. They were so precise. They thought about everything. They want us to be like them. And this is the biggest problem. When you ask a Jew to be a non-Jew, it means that you have to neglect all the commandments, all the mitzvot, all your commitment to the Torah. So without it, you become a nation without a God. Because the covenant between the Jewish people and their God, Hashem, is through the Torah. Without it, we're worthless. Hashem says, after we receive the Torah on the Mount of Sinai, Banim atem l'Hashem Elokechem. You are my sons, you are my children now. It's a special club. Special rules. And by the way, anybody who wants to join, you can join. To convert to Judaism. But we don't reject people for no reason. So, anyways, of course, lighting 8 candles is corresponding to the days that we had the miracle. And we will ask the very famous question in a minute after I give this introduction. The famous question that we ask every year about the number of the candles. Why is it 8 and not 7? And I explain why we're asking this question. Is this mitzvah significant? Is it mandatory? Can I join my friend, light his candles and skip on kindling Hanukah candles in my house? Can I just participate in Hanukah candle lighting in the synagogue? Is that enough? Or I have to go home and lit the candles? So the halacha says, halacha number 1, the mitzvah of kindling Hanukah lights was held in great esteem by our sages because it displays our belief in the miracles God performed constantly on our behalf. Besides expressing our thanks to Him for the miracles of the past, because of this, we must put forth every effort to fulfill this mitzvah, even in the most trying circumstances. Our sages taught that someone who fulfills this mitzvah, even when it is difficult, is assured that his children will become a Torah scholar. And actually, if I want to quote it literally, it says, if you are careful with lighting Hanukah candles, putting the oil or the candles, or Shabbat, or Yom Tov, Hashem promised you, it says in the states in the Talmud, in the tractate of Shabbat, page 23:2, it says clearly, Kol Azavir Be'ner Hanukah Havyan Le Banim Talmidei Chachamim. You will have sons that will be scholars. So you know how many promises we have here? We have 3. How is it 3? When you're careful about the candles, you're going to have 3 gifts from God. What do you mean careful? Meaning, Shabbat has come, so the husband should place the candles for his wife, should lit the wick, blow it off, so when she comes to light the candles, it's already burned, catch the fire instantly. This is how he participated in the mitzvah. Same with Hanukah. He prepared the oil or the candles, and it's his mitzvah to lit the candles. When you're careful about it, and you make efforts to fulfill this mitzvah, Hashem will give you sons, children that will be scholars. How we have 3 promises? It sounds bani, sons, children, scholars. It sounds like 2. No. When it says banim, means children or sons in plural, so you don't have 1, you have 2, and they become scholars. So first of all, the promise is that you'll have babies. How many people today try to bring babies to the world? Women try to get pregnant, they can't. By doing this simple, easy, cheap mitzvah, you get so much. And the promise you get at least 2, and they become scholars. So, you gotta be a fool not to do this mitzvah, not to pursue, not to chase after such a mitzvah, such an easy mitzvah. Thank you. Question number 2. Are women obligated in this mitzvah? So, let's answer number 1 first. Question number 1 is, why we light 8 candles when the miracle was for only 7? What does that mean? It means they found 1 jar. Jar lasts for 8 days instead of 1 day. It's a miracle. It's against nature. You put oil in the lamp jars, it's going to burn. The miracle was the light didn't go out 8 days instead of 1 day. So if it was supposed to last for at least 1 day already, so the rest of the days is a miracle. Not 8, 7 days. While it already needs to be on. So why are we celebrating 8 and not 7? There is so many answers for this question. I will bring 1 or 2. Number 1, it says true. The first, we are celebrating the miracle. The other 7 is the miracle of the miracle of defeating the Greeks, winning the war. That's for the first day. The other 7, it's for the miracle, the 7 days that it didn't go out. Another opinion was that if this is the jar the Kohen put, so it burned not full after 24 hours. It went only 1/8. And the second day, another 1/8. So at the first day, it was already a miracle. Instead of burning the entire of it, the entire jar, only 1/8 went up. So there's many reasons why we celebrate the 8 days. We just brought 2 of them. Number 2, are women obligated in this mitzvah? The halacha says men and women are obligated equally in this mitzvah. Why? Because since women were involved in the miracles of Hanukah as well, on the poskim, the rabbis agree that a woman may kindle Hanukah lights and recite the blessing over that mitzvah on behalf of men, and that those men can fulfill their obligation in this way. So if you want to give to his wife, don't let the candles, it's fine. If he can't make it, he's far away, he is out of town, his wife can do the mitzvah for him. He doesn't have to do it in the hotel where he's at, because it says ner ish uveito. It needs to be kindled in the house. So you cover it. Your wife is in the house, she will do it for you. So it's a mutual mitzvah, men and women as well. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהכל נהיה בדברו.
Amen.
So a poor guy came and it says, listen, I really want to perform this mitzvah of Hanukah, but I don't have the money. In order to buy the candles, I need to have, $5. The only way for me to get $5, if I bring my this jacket to a pawn shop, and they give me $5 for it. So what the halacha says, hey, this is his only jacket, leave him alone. The halacha says no. Even a person who is poor, so poor, that he will have nothing to eat unless he is given charity, must find a way to fulfill a mitzvah of kindling Hanukah lights. Even if it means that he must sell his only shirt in order to obtain the necessary material, or to pawn his only shirt for that purpose. You see how important it is?
Yep.
Alternatively, he must find some labor to perform to earn money for this purpose. He must obtain enough material to kindle at least one light on each of the nights of Hanukkah. Which means This is very important halacha. If you lit for these 8 days, only one candle every day, not like we do today. First day, 1. Second day, 2. Third day, 3. Fourth day, 4, and so forth and so on. Every day, first day 1, second day 1, third day 1, 8th day 1, you still fulfill the mitzvah of lighting Hanukah candles. Of course, the best. It's called Behadrin Mina Behadrin, the best of the best. For those who wish to beautify the mitzvot, to light every day, to add one more candle. In case you don't have enough oil or material to do that, 1 candle a day is enough. How long it should last? Why wouldn't I? Can I just lit a match? It will hold for 30 seconds. I'll send the blessing, I'll hold it, or I'll place it, and that's enough. What's the minimum time required?
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Should I light these 30, you're saying 30 minutes. Should I light these 30 minutes during the day? During the night? After the stars comes out? When the sun
First
comes
night?
out?
The first night or the second night? What are you talking
Every day.
It has to be dark.
So, we'll see. It's an halachot, but Hashem will answer it today. It also says here that the community charity trustees need to take care of these people to make sure that everyone has enough oil to, or any other material to perform this mitzvah. If you know anybody that has some issues and problems to get enough to buy it, make effort to do it. It's cheap. You can get such a great mitzvah that will give you the reward that is promised in the Gemara. The children will become scholars for peanuts, for a few dollars. Get them the candles, get them the Hanukah, get them the oil. If you know anybody that needs, you'll be blessed. You're participating in this mitzvah, in his mitzvah. Every time you say the berachot, you have a share in his mitzvah. So why not? You know anybody? Give. Okay. We're going to move on to the next topic. Number of lights to be kindled. Who should light the candles? And how many Hanukiyot? Hanukiyot is the candle holders. It's called Hanukiyah. How many we should have at home? Let's say it's a house with 5 members. 2 parents and 3 children.
1.
You go to some houses, you see 6 Hanukiyot, 7 Hanukiyot, 10 Hanukiyot. You go to one house, you see 1 Hanukiyah. Then you think, maybe they can afford it. So you go to another house, you see a mansion, a beautiful house, they can buy the whole factory, and they have 1 Hanukah. You go to a poor house, and you see 10 Hanukiyot, and then you wonder, what is going on here?
Some know the halacha, some don't.
So you say, some
Ashkenaz, some are
oh, so that's the difference. Ashkenaz or Sfarad. The Sephardi custom, following the Shulchan Aruch, 1 Hanukah for the entire household. And the head of the household should light the candle. If you wanted to give to someone else, you can give. To his child, that's okay. As long as he lit the new candle every day. The first candle, the new candle that we added, the rest he can give it to his 7, 8 years old child. Ashkenazi hold that every member of the household should have their Hanukah. That's the only difference on the Ashkenazi. What would be the case if your son comes from school and he says, look at the beautiful Hanukah I did. You get so excited, it's such a beautiful Hanukah. And he wants to use his own. You already prepared a Hanukah for Hanukkah. The child's going to cry. What you going to do? You're supposed to have only 1. You're Sephardi. Your minhag is 1. He went to a synagogue, to a school. that the teachers that they can do whatever, or they told them, "Hey, prepare your Hanukah to lit on Hanukah." Here, your own wisdom, knowledge become an essence. What do?
You can let them light after you light.
You light the candles, Hanukah, and let him lit his own without saying the blessing. Or say Baruch Atah Hashem.
Yeah.
Just a child, give them the confidence that
So
he
can
knows
do it,
something, he can do it, he's mature. We want the children to love the mitzvah. We don't do it to reject them. But you can say, no, what Hanukah? Take your Hanukah away. This is stupidity, it's stupid.
Yeah.
You want to encourage them. How you want them to become scholars when they don't practice anything?
Yeah.
Sometimes use your own wisdom.
Maybe that's the reason why the Ashkenazis do it, no?
No, they hold that every member of the house should have the mitzvah to do it himself. That's by the Ramah. Okay. Question number 3. Imagine to yourself, this is Tuesday. It's the 3rd day. This year we're starting, Be'ezrat Hashem, it's the year of 2016, it's the end of 2016, but according to the Jewish calendar, it's 5,777. Tash'az, Tafshin Ayin Zayin. Starting in Motzei Shabbat, Sunday is the first day. Starting on Saturday night. Fine. Tuesday, supposed to light 3 candles. 3 candles. You accidentally lit 4. Your friends lit 2. You added 1. He took away 1. He took off 1. None of you lit 3 candles. It's supposed to be on the 3rd day. So you're meeting 2 hours later for a dinner or something. Candles already off. Done with the berachot. And then you notice, both of you, that you did the mistake. He 2, you 4. You're finished with the berachot. What will be the case? Did these guys fulfill the mitzvah?
Yeah, because you're supposed to light the candle.
So what the halacha says about it?
You didn't count right, but you still lit the candle.
Why? The obligation is how many?
At least 3.
The obligation.
Every
day should be at least
1.
So, letting 2, I know I'm supposed to do 3, but the 1 is there. I'm good. The 4, he added extra, but he still has the 1.
Right. You still fulfill them.
So the halacha says if someone made a mistake and kindled more than 1 light on the first night of Hanukah, or if he kindled more than the prescribed number of lights on any of the nights of Hanukah, he has nevertheless fulfilled the mitzvah. The extra lights that he kindled do not negate the mitzvah. Okay? Next time, pay attention.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, but I've noticed in some houses, you go and people are messing it up. After the 4th or 5th day, mistakenly, they either adding or they subtract from the amount of candles. It happens mistakenly. Okay? So you tell them, don't worry about it, you already fulfilled the mitzvah. Where you should, the stuff. Where one should place his Hanukah? So we've learned that the best place to place the Hanukah, first of all, in which height? Should you put it on the floor?
No.
Should I put it high? What's the measurement? Where is the best place for Hanukah? The Hanukah, the whole set, the menorah. Where should be placed?
36
Like
inches?
3 feet or a meter from the...
Okay, so let me give the numbers. It is preferable according to the halacha that the Hanukah lights be positioned no higher than 10 tefachim, which is 80 centimeters, almost a meter, or 32 inches, from the floor of one's home. If, however, someone placed them higher than this, he has fulfilled the mitzvah. It's okay. the light should be positioned no lower than 3 tefachim, 24 centimeters, which is 10 inches, above the floor. If someone positioned the lights within 3 tefachim of the floor, some poskim rule that he has not fulfilled the mitzvah whatsoever. But others rule that although he should not have kindled them in this position, he has fulfilled the mitzvah. Nevertheless, in practice, if someone did kindle his lights this low, he should extinguish them, raise the level of the lights, and kindle them again. But he may not recite the blessing a second time. Even if the candles are positioned within 3 tefachim, 3 tefachim is 10 inches, 24 centimeters, of the floor, as long as the flames of their lights are above 3 tefachim from the floor, it is acceptable. So I care about where the flame is. This is the level, and I'm above, fine. If I'm here, it's still okay. And if I'm here, it's bad.
Here in our windows, it's 10 inches from the floor.
If you put it above, and you have the Hanukah, so it's way up. Anyway, as long as the flame of their lights are above the 3 tefachim from the floor, it is acceptable. The main concern is the height of the flames of the lights. Okay, I think we do one more halacha and we'll go to the next one. How long is it already? 26? Okay, that's the last halacha for today. In the house, where is the best place to put the Hanukah, the menorah?
By the window.
In the window. The opposite of the mezuzah or something.
Oh, so Yafa saying that the best place is opposite the mezuzah. You're right. Why? What's the idea behind it? Huh?
Because that way you can still do the blessing.
I have mezuzah here.
Yeah.
I have the candles here.
Yeah.
And I'm passing in between. I'm standing in between. I'm
Blessings.
surrounded
By blessings.
blessings and mitzvot.
Yeah.
And imagine to yourself that I am wearing a tzitzit, talit kata. It's a 3 mitzvot that protects the house. You know, statistically, I think if you check, you see is the less burglary on Hanukah. I never checked that. But some people say, okay, because people see the lights, they think people in the house. Whatever the lights are off.
It's good.
The blessing of the house, it's so good. It's good anyway, right?
The other people have their lights on all over the house and they get rubbed more
Right.
at this time.
Right? So it's a blessing, it's such a great blessing. I think, never checked that statistically, it's protective. It's such a blessing that you can feel it these 8 days. I will read this halakha and we conclude with this. The preferred method of fulfilling this mitzvah is to kindle the Hanukah lights outside the doorway of one's home, within 1 tefach of the doorway. They should be, tefach is this, when I say tefach, this is the measurement, more or less. Okay? It should be positioned on the left side of the doorway when facing it from outside, so that when someone enters, he finds the mezuzah on his right and the Hanukah lights on his left. In this way, whenever someone exits or enters the home, he is surrounded by mitzvot. This is especially so if the spiritual. So, if a person is wearing a talit katan tzitzit, for that he is surrounded by 3 mitzvot. This gives him a special spiritual boost and the strength to remain strong in his observance of mitzvot, even in the face of difficulties. This is our sage's interpretation of the verse in Kohelet, Ecclesiastes 4:12. A rope woven from 3 strands will not quickly unravel.